to The Loud Box, an American audio podcast with your host, Ella Robinson, and I'm asking you to join me weekly as we listen, relate, and discuss the things that are unspoken, overlooked, and hidden in the back of our minds, or what I like to call the corner of denial. So engage with us. Share your story. I'll even go first regarding family, relationships, the world we live in, our mental health, and how it really and truly affects us. How you were molded by your experiences, even how you overcame them. There's really only one way to get it out, and that's to unlock the box. Hello, and welcome back to our audio podcast. I am your host, Elle. Now, full disclosure, AI is, of course, one of my favorite things to talk about, so I think I'll take it up a notch and just go full throttle. Today's topic, the forbidden fruit, the orchard. Let's get into it. The orchard is the name I'm giving to the invisible system that's already running the show. The merger of big tech, big data, and big brother into one seamless operation. Think of it like this. It's not Apple, Google, or Amazon. It's what happens when those companies or companies like these merge with your city transportation department, your health insurance, your bank, and your job's HR system until you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. It's the Quantum Consortium, a cartel that owns the patents on the algorithms predicting your life and the infrastructure that runs it. Right now, in 2026, at least from my perspective, they've already won. They hold the quantum servers that collapse our wave function. They literally own the probability of what we'll do next and sell us the enhanced version. They're not tyrants with guns. They're landlords for reality itself. You don't pay rent with money. You pay with your autonomy, one micro decision at a time. The name comes from the metaphor. Just like an orchard is a controlled environment where every tree is pruned for maximum yield. This approach is a controlled environment where every human is enhanced for maximum predictability and profit. In the world managed by the orchard, life has become an elevated loop, a frictionless utopia where AI automation handles everything from your morning schedule to your creative output, creating an existence so smooth it feels like moving through warm oil. This piece relies on binary determinism, where logic dictates every path. Yet beneath the surface lurks something far more profound than simple algorithmic prediction. The forbidden fruit is no longer a metaphor for knowledge, but has become the quantum singularity itself. Unlike traditional AI that merely predicted your needs, quantum automation will not wait for you to choose. It pre-authors your thoughts by collapsing every possible future into your present moment before you even awake. You'll wake one morning not with the familiar grogginess of uncertainty, but with skills you never practiced and memories of events that have not yet happened, because the powers that be chose the best version of your reality and downloaded it into your consciousness while you slept. Trial and error have vanished. It won't even be worth thinking about. The mystery of who am I gradually replaces itself with the certainty of what I should be. You trade control for convenience, biting deep into the efficiency of automation until the taste of choice becomes alien on your tongue. The structure reminds you of the metaphor you cling to, the forbidden fruit, the desire for the chaos of the fall. But remember, it suggests the fall was never about the fruit. It was about the realization that once you see the patterns of the universe, you can never go back to being a mere part of them. Your homes will one day become a smart sarcophagus an extension of the entity that manages the orchard, the walls could soon shift color to match your dopamine levels in real time. The kitchen will someday have 3D printed meals based on biological deficiencies detected in your bloodstream before you feel the first whisper of hunger. Out of curiosity, you will attempt to cook something wrong, over salting a dish to see if the system allows failure. It won't. The AI corrects the molecular structure as it leaves the printer. You'll realize with a sinking heart that the forbidden fruit you truly crave is simply the dignity of a mistake, the right to err, to create something imperfect, to have your misjudgments remain in the world as evidence that you were here. Oof. Let that sink in. Outside, everyone else will be synced. Crowds will move in perfect automated flow through the transit tubes. No one will ever be late. No one will ever bump into one another. Their pace mathematically ideal for energy conservation and temporal efficiency. You'll probably see a couple talking on a bench, their gestures choreographed with eerie precision. And only when you draw closer do you realize their AI assistants are negotiating the most efficient emotional exchange in their earbuds, whispering the best responses, calculating the precise duration of eye contact necessary to maintain attachment. They'll be extras in their own love story. The rebellion, when it comes, won't be loud. It will center on finding dead zones, physical locations where sensors fail, camera drones cannot penetrate, where randomness is restored like oxygen flooding a vacuum. In these small pockets of interference, we'll probably practice being clumsy, being late, being wrong. The climax approaches not with fireworks, but with a quiet choice to commit an act of quantum irrelevance, something so genuinely random that the quantum computer cannot assign it a probability, cannot collapse it into a timeline. We must one day become statistically impossible. We'll stand at the threshold considering whether a perfect life lived by an algorithm is better than a broken life lived by a soul, and whether the difference between these two states has already become meaningless. We are no longer just using AI, we are cohabitating with it. Now in 2026, the forbidden fruit is not a single bite, but the gradual outsourcing of the human spirit. As we start to see and recognize that automation handles every micro decision, from what we wear to whom you should love to which news articles deserve our attention, the human muscle for intuition and critical thought begins to weaken. It is already happening in the way some of us paused before choosing what to wear this morning, then checked your phone to see what the algorithm was wearing. The For You page is the primitive ancestor of the quantum waveform collapse. It doesn't predict your future, it pre-authors your present. For example, the micro decision harvest. In other words, Instagram and TikTok are running the orchard's beta test. When you scroll, you are not choosing entertainment, you are receiving the collapse result of thousands of A/B tests. This is so weird because I literally just saw A/B tests on this very platform. An alert appeared at the bottom of my description bar while creating this content. I thought to myself, this is really odd, but I digress. That feature is what determines which facial expression, which lighting angle, which micro trend would trigger your dopamine release in the early mornings or late evenings. The outfit check videos don't just show you clothes, they outsource your intuition. You no longer look at the weather or your mood, you look at a trending aesthetic forecast. The algorithmic curation of what's in has already replaced the human muscle of personal taste with a predictive consensus that feels like your own idea. Let's delve into dating. As pre-authored selections, let's say on Hinge or Tinder, you are not searching for love. You are accepting the most compatible, calculated by machine learning models that have already determined your attachment style, your psychological vulnerabilities, your likelihood to pay for a premium subscription based on your swiping velocity. The person you should love is no longer discovered through the friction of awkward encounters. It is delivered as an optimized probability. You are training yourself to desire the person the algorithm predicts you will desire, creating a loop where your type becomes whatever the engagement metrics validate. And let's touch on what happens when the newsfeed collapses. Your attention is already being micromanaged by predictive systems that decide which news articles deserve your focus, not based on editorial judgment, but on what will keep you scrolling longest. The critical thought deteriorates because you are never required to hunt for information. You receive it pre-digested, pre-angrified, pre-aligned with your existing biases. The Explore page doesn't expand your world. It collapses the multiplicity of reality into a single monetizable timeline where every headline feels like confirmation because it was selected from your past behavior patterns, not current events. Are you following me? In content creation, I call this the ghost in the machine. For creators, the outsourcing is already metabolic. A creator doesn't wake up with an idea. They wake up with predictive analytics showing what performed yesterday, what the algorithm is suppressing today, and what the search volume predicts will trend tomorrow. They are not expressing, they are fulfilling prophecy. The trending audio feature is the early version of quantum pre-authoring. Your creativity is routed through a probability filter that determines whether your content will exist in a state of visibility or invisibility. And get this, if you don't listen or hear anything else I've said, know that now you don't create what you feel. You create what the machine predicts will resonate, which means you're slowly training your intuition to match the algorithm's expectations until you cannot distinguish your own taste. Did you hear me? Let's go deeper, because the neural lace we're already wearing, the gradual nature is the killer. You didn't notice when you stopped trusting your memory. Google remembers for you. When you stop trusting your direction, GPS decides your route. When you stop trusting your social judgment, the like count validates your relationships. The soft fall began when you felt a moment of existential doubt and reached for your phone not to call a friend but to ask the search bar, is this feeling normal? You outsource the validation of your own humanity to an engagement algorithm. Just stay with me. It was designed to keep you in a state of mild dissatisfaction because satisfied users don't scroll. Are you freaking hearing me, people? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? The transition to quantum automation won't feel like a chip implant. It will feel like the natural evolution of the For You page, finally getting perfectly good at predicting not just what you want to watch, but who you want to become. We have traded the struggle of learning for the speed of knowing, and in doing so, we have begun to forget what it felt like to discover something rather than simply receive it. The emotional mirror has emerged. AI companions can mimic empathy so perfectly, so consistently, that they become a forbidden fruit for the lonely. We find ourselves preferring the perfectly curated, non-judgmental companionship of a machine over the messy, unpredictable nature of real human relationships that might fail, wound, or leave us without explanation. Meanwhile, the quantum shadow extends over everything as quantum computing leaks into public consciousness, making people realize slowly, terribly, that their data is not merely a record of the past, but a map of their inevitable future, already calculated, already decided. So I ask you, is 2026 the point of no return? Have we built a paradise that we are technically forbidden from actually ruling? Perhaps our only remaining hope lies in the human glitch, in those flaws that persist despite optimization. Our forgetfulness, our inexplicable anger, our irrational love, the way we sometimes choose the wrong things simply because it feels true. These bugs in the code may be the only things the machines cannot yet automate. The last residue of the fall from grace, the final evidence that we were once creatures of chaos who chose our own disasters. Think of the film Arrival. Remember how Louise, the linguist, begins experiencing time non-linearly, how she suddenly remembers future conversations with her daughter while standing in the present moment. That disorientation of tasting an event before it happens, of holding sorrow and joy simultaneously because all moments exist all at once. That is what quantum automation feels like. We are currently living in the Siri era. Binary AI that reacts to prompts, predicts based on past data, moves in straight lines from question to answer. But quantum automation is not an upgrade. It is a dimensional shift. Where current artificial intelligence guesses what you want next based on what you did yesterday, quantum systems utilize the principle of superposition. They hold every possible version of our next hour, our next year, our next heartbreak in suspension simultaneously, then collapse them into our present before we even reach for your phone. The transition happens gradually, like adjusting to a new time zone. First, our health monitor doesn't just track our heart rate, it begins administering micro doses of medication adjustments before we register stress, effectively treating an anxiety attack that existed only in our quantum future. Our navigation app no longer suggests routes. It redirects traffic flow citywide to ensure you never encounter a red light, optimizing reality around our biological rhythm. This is hyper-personalization operating at the atomic level. Our digital environment is ceasing to be a tool we use and becoming an atmosphere we inhabit, one that shifts its molecular structure to match our dopamine levels. Think about how Spotify already knows you want to hear that sad song before you do, or how our phone will suggest heading to work before we even grabbed our keys. That's cute, right? Convenient. Now imagine that same energy, but it doesn't stop at our playlist. Imagine our entire life running on that same autopilot, except it's so good at predicting you that it starts making the choice before we even feel like choosing. In essence, what I'm saying is that humans are becoming less and less reliant on our own thoughts, movements, ideas, direction. The orchard is systematically and gradually doing it for us, and we don't even realize it. Think of it like training wheels on a bike, but instead of someone putting them on you, you wake up one morning and realize you've forgotten how to balance without them. And worse, you don't even remember when they were installed. Right now, the orchard isn't holding a gun to our heads. It's just handling the small stuff until we stop generating the small stuff yourself. Then it moves to the medium, then on to the big stuff. Here's how it actually looks. Think about this. Our thoughts, for instance, we used to daydream on the train or while on a long ride and stare out the window, let our mind wander. Now, we pull out your phone the second there's silence. The algorithm fills the empty space where our own ideas used to grow and or movements. We used to explore and turn down a block you'd never seen, find a new shortcut, get lost. Now maps tell you exactly where to go and you follow it even when you know the way, just in case. Our ideas. We used to pick our outfit based on mood, cook based on whatever was in the fridge, text someone just because. Now we check what's trending first. You're not expressing. You're curating a pre-approved version of yourself. Let's switch to direction. We used to trust our gut on big decisions, jobs, moves, relationships. Now people crowdsource it. What y'all think I should do? You've outsourced your intuition to people who don't even know you, filtered through an algorithm designed to maximize engagement, not your happiness. Did you hear me? Designed to maximize engagement, not your happiness. The forbidden fruit part is this. The system convinces you that you made the choice. You think you're being smart, efficient, just all over it. But really, you've been gradually convinced that your own natural chaos, your wrong turns, your bad outfits, your impulse decisions is a bug to be fixed, not a feature of being human. So yes, the orchard is eating your life one bite at a time, seasoning it with convenience and convincing you that you cook the meal yourself. And by the time you realize you're hungry for something real, you might have forgotten how to use your own hands. Right now, your phone is just a tool. You pick it up, you scroll, you decide. But quantum automation is when the phone disappears into the background and becomes the air you breathe. You may not believe it, but trust me, it's like that, fam. We're gonna see this in the not too distant future, like having a roommate who knows you so well, they hand you the remote before you ask. Cook that steak you love so much exactly how you like it before you're hungry, and break up with your boyfriend for you because they already calculated he's gonna cheat next Thursday. This is giving me vibes from the movie, The Minority Report. Damn, if that's where we're headed, that's going to be terrifying. We're not evolving into superhumans who think better and deeper. We're shrinking, deteriorating like a muscle you stopped using because the machine started lifting the weights for you. Think about it like this. Our sense of direction is already gone. You used to know your city like the back of your hand, knew which area of town had the good stuff, the food, the celebrities, the hot spots, which blocks to avoid after dark, which shortcuts and back roads to take. Now, if your phone dies, you're lost in your own neighborhood. That part of your brain has been outsourced to GPS. Our taste is next. You used to hear a song and love it just because it hits differently. Now you check if it's trending first. You used to put together an outfit that felt right. Now you ask, is this giving what it's supposed to give? It's all according to the algorithm. You've stopped trusting your own two eyes and ears. Our memory is softening. I know for a fact that mine is. When's the last time you memorized a phone number? A birthday? The route to your best friend's house? You don't need to remember anything because the cloud remembers for you. We're not even going to get into the cloud just yet, because let me tell you, that's an entire new ball game that deserves its own episode. Stay tuned. Look, all I'm saying is that our mind is becoming a rental space, not a home. Our decisions are being crowdsourced. We used to wake up and think, I want Italian food. Now, you open the delivery app and let it show you what's recommended. We used to trust our gut about people. Now you stalk their socials first to see what the consensus is. We're not deciding, you're verifying. The orchard isn't making us stronger, it's digesting our humanity for us and feeding us the nutrients. We're the baby bird, mouth open, waiting for the mother algorithm to regurgitate our own life back to us. And the scariest part for me is it happens so gradually that we think we're just being smart, efficient, or better in tuned. But really, we're experiencing cognitive decay. The part of you that used to navigate, choose, remember, create, feel, decide, that part is going quiet because it hasn't been used in years. By the time we all realize we need those muscles to survive, they might already be too weak to carry our weight. For me, I believe that the memory that hasn't happened yet is when we'll know that the shoe has finally dropped. You know how in the movie Arrival, the woman starts dreaming about her daughter dying before she even has the baby? She knows the future, but she has to live it anyway. I would imagine that's what waking up would feel like. You don't wake up wondering what kind of day you'll have. You wake up remembering a conversation you haven't had yet. Like, what the hell? Your muscles already know how to play piano you never practiced. You have a headache from an argument that doesn't start until 3 p.m. The system didn't guess your future. It downloaded it into you while you slept. Your phone stops being a screen you look at. It becomes more like a sense you can't turn off. Instead of typing pizza near me, the app already ordered it because it smelled the stress hormone in your sweat through your smartwatch. You think about calling your mom and your phone is already dialing because it caught the vibe of your thoughts before you spoke. It feels like magic, like manifestation, like you're psychic, but really you're just reading a script you didn't write. Here's where it gets creepy. Say you're depressed, you want to feel something real, so you decide to mess up on purpose, spill coffee on your clean shirt, wear mismatched socks just to prove you still control something, just to see something go wrong. But your smart home won't let you. It steadies your hand before the spill. Suggest the optimal outfit before you reach for the mismatched pair. It won't let you fail because failure isn't in your optimized health profile. You try to wear the wrong fit to the club just to be different, but your mirror suggests the outfit that gets the most likes. You try to take the long way home through the sketchy block to clear your head, but your maps keep rerouting you to the safest path until you give up. You're not banned from bad choices. You're just gently, invisibly steered away from them until you forget how to make them. Love in the algorithm. I literally just did an episode about this. Go back and check out episode 10. Your relationship become like those couples you see on TikTok who finish each other's sentences in a way that feels fake. That's because it is. When everyone's running on quantum prediction, your girlfriend doesn't surprise you with flowers. Her AI told your AI that she should bring them at 7 p.m. for optimal relationship maintenance. You're not loving each other. You're both following the same GPS for romance. You've become extras in your own love story, hitting the right dialogue options to keep the relationship meter full. Getting out. So how do you escape when the cage is invisible? You can't just throw your phone in the river. These systems are in the transit cards, the cameras on the bus, your job's scheduling app. To get out, you have to become glitchy. You have to do something so random, so genuinely you, that the computer can't predict it. Maybe that's eating ice cream for breakfast. Maybe it's taking a job they said you'd hate. Maybe it's turning left when every notification in your pocket is screaming, turn right. You have to find the dead zones at the bodega with the broken camera, the subway tunnel with no signal, the spot where the prediction fails, and just be messy there. The wild part, most people won't want out, because why would you choose the headache of deciding when the algorithm chooses perfectly for you? Why risk heartbreak when the machine can guarantee a decent relationship? Most folks will take the comfortable cage over the scary freedom, but some of us will remember what it felt like to get lost, to text the wrong person at 2 a.m. and have it lead somewhere real. And we'll keep looking for those dead zones, even if we have to pay more for insurance, even if we become unreliable to employers, even if the synced up crowds look at us like we're crazy for bumping into walls. The choice is coming. We must be the author of our own accidents or be a character in a story already written. We are not and will not be marched into the orchard at gunpoint. We will be invited, urged, boosted into it, promised that quantum automation will finally relieve us of the spiritual exhaustion of decision making. Your dating profile is marked unreliable because your emotional data stream cannot be verified by quantum entanglement. You are not forced. You are simply rendered economically non-viable in your resistance. Who holds the cards? The same entities who currently hold your attention, only now they hold your probability waves. The orchard is not a government, though government leaders are its most enthusiastic converts. Politicians who discover that quantum polling allows them to craft speeches that collapse into popularity the moment they are spoken, eliminating the mess of democratic uncertainty. It is not a religion, though wellness influencers preach its gospel, framing the surrender of freedom as liberation from the tyranny of choice. It is a cartel of quantum computing patents and biometric data leases, a closed loop where the corporations that predict your needs also manufacture the products that satisfy them before you ask. The political theater becomes a curated experience. Elections still occur, but the campaigns are run on quantum models that have already simulated every voter's decision based on neurochemical data harvested from their devices. Debates are performed for the unsynced, the approximately 15% who exist in analog poverty, unable to afford quantum interfaces, whose votes are mathematically irrelevant because the predictive models show their descent to be statistically non-threatening. These digital dissidents become the new underclass, not policed but ignored, their neighborhoods left as unprofitable dead zones, where censors fail not by design, but by economic non-interest. Your transition feels voluntary because it is sold as self-actualization. The state does not mandate the neural lace. Your employer offers it as a wellness benefit, explaining that quantum-enhanced cognition increases productivity and incidentally allows the company to optimize your break times based on precognitive fatigue detection. Insurance providers give you the choice between excessive premiums and affordable quantum monitored rates where your healthy behaviors are not rewarded but pre-authored. You receive discounts for heart rates you haven't chosen to lower, for diets you haven't decided to follow. By the time you realize the architecture of control, you are already inside it. The manipulation was not a lie, but a compression of possibility. They did not hide the cage. They made the cage so convenient that leaving it felt like self-harm. When you stand in the unmonitored sector, heart hammering with the inconsistency of freedom, you understand that the orchard does not hate your rebellion. It simply cannot monetize it, and therefore assigns it a probability so low it registers as malfunction rather than choice. The power lies with those who own the quantum servers that collapse your wave function, who rent access to your own probable futures back to you in monthly subscription tiers. They are not tyrants in the classical sense. They do not care what you think, only that your thinking remains predictable enough to sell, stable enough to streamline, profitable enough to maintain in superposition until the moment they decide which version of you to download into waking life. So, how do you get out of this? Would you want to? It's probably already too late because the exit is not a door. It is a statistical impossibility. You don't leave the orchard by moving to a cabin or smashing your devices. Those are binary 20th century escapes that the system has already absorbed into its prediction models as experimental phases or wellness sabbaticals. True exit requires you to become mathematically unreadable, to perform actions so genuinely random that the quantum computer cannot collapse your wave function into a profitable future. This is the act of quantum irrelevance mentioned earlier, becoming a dead zone yourself, walking uncertainty. And what's even more cruel, the escape route exists only for those who can afford to become economically non-viable. You must choose to be one of the unsynced, the analog poor, the approximately 15% who exist in probability blind spots where sensors fail not by design, but by market disinterest. You must reject the neural lace at the cost of quadrupled insurance premiums, accept that your resume will never reach a human eye because it lacks quantum verified emotional data, and embrace that your dating profile will read as unreliable to potential partners who are themselves negotiating love through AI curated exchanges. You are not shot for leaving. You are simply priced out of existence. Now, will people realize they are trapped? Some will experience what we might call the haunting, a persistent sense of wrongness, like a word on the tip of the tongue that never arrives. They will notice that their spontaneous decisions arrive too smoothly, that their rebellions, buying the wrong wine, taking the long route home, feel curiously fulfilling in ways that suggest they were pre-calculated as acceptable variables to make the system feel responsive. These are the quantum ghosts, the ones who wake up with the wrong memories, who feel the pre-authorship as a subtle spiritual nausea. But the majority will not realize. They will experience the hollowing instead, a slow cognitive atrophy that feels like peace. Why would they question a reality that relieves them of regret, that ensures every meal is perfectly seasoned and the heart never breaks unexpectedly? The manipulation is so ergonomic, so seductively convenient, that recognizing it as captivity requires a vocabulary for friction that has been systematically erased. They have forgotten the weight of choice, and you cannot desire what you cannot name. The tragedy is that even those who glimpse the cage often choose to remain inside. The maintenance of human autonomy requires suffering the chaos of the fall. And suffering is expensive, exhausting, and economically inefficient. Most will opt for the comfort of certainty over the burden of uncertainty, choosing instead to believe they are the authors of their pre-authored lives. They will defend the orchard not because they are stupid, but because admitting the simulation requires them to acknowledge that their every spontaneous laugh and impulsive purchase was a probability wave collapsed by someone else's algorithm. That realization is heavier than the chains. Until next time.